Have you ever paused in the quiet of an evening, reflecting on a door that just closed in your life, wondering if anything good could possibly come from it? What if I told you that the most painful endings often hide the most promising beginnings? Picture this. You're standing at a crossroads, the familiar path behind you fading, and ahead lies an unknown trail shrouded in mist. It's scary, isn't it? But beneath that fear is potential, raw, untapped, and waiting for you to discover it. My name is your name or speaker's name. And as someone who's walked through my share of endings, career shifts, personal losses, and unexpected turns, I've come to see them not as finales, but as invitations to something greater. Today, we're exploring the idea that every ending is just a beginning in disguise. To illustrate, let me share the story of my dear friend Clara, who at 58 faced the abrupt end of her 25-year teaching career due to school budget cuts. She felt adrift, questioning her worth and purpose. But as we'll uncover, that seeming catastrophe blossomed into a vibrant new life. Stay with me as we unpack this truth step by step, with stories and insights that will resonate deeply if you're navigating your own transitions in midlife or beyond. Let's turn those endings into exciting new starts together. To truly grasp why every ending is a beginning in disguise, let's break it down into 5 core truths. Each one builds on the last, offering a roadmap for embracing change with wisdom and heart. We'll explore them with real-life stories and practical examples, so you can see how they apply to your own journey. At first glance, an ending feels like a void, a space where something vital once stood. But in reality, endings are nature's way of decluttering your life, making room for fresh growth. Just as a forest fire clears old underbrush to allow new saplings to thrive, life's endings remove what's stagnant, freeing you to evolve. This is especially true as we age. By 50, we've accumulated habits, roles, and possessions that may no longer serve us. Embracing an ending means recognizing it as a catalyst for self-discovery and renewal. Consider John, a 55-year-old accountant from Chicago. For decades, he crunched numbers in a corporate office, providing stability for his family. But when his company downsized during an economic downturn, he was laid off. The initial shock was profound. He worried about finances, identity, and what came next. Yet, in the quiet that followed, John reflected on his long-suppressed passion for education. He enrolled in online courses on financial literacy and began volunteering at a local community center, teaching workshops to young adults struggling with debt. What started as a tentative step grew into a fulfilling second career. He now runs his own consulting business, authoring ebooks and speaking at seminars. That layoff wasn't a dead end. It was the clearance needed for John to grow into a mentor and leader. Think about your own life. What outdated role or situation might an ending be clearing away to let your true potential flourish? Perhaps it's time to dust off that hobby or skill you've always loved but set aside. Endings test us, pushing us to our limits. But in doing so, they forge resilience like fire tempers steel. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain. It's about rising through it, wiser and more adaptable. For those of us over 50 who've already weathered storms, each new ending is an opportunity to draw on our life experience while building even greater inner strength. It's a reminder that we're not defined by what happens to us, but by how we respond. Let me introduce you to Margaret, a 62-year-old widow from London. After her husband of 35 years passed away suddenly from a heart condition, she was engulfed in grief. Her days felt empty, her home too quiet, and she questioned if joy could ever return. But Margaret chose to channel her sorrow into action. She joined a support group for widows, where she shared her story and listened to others. Inspired, she took up gardening, a pastime her husband had loved but she'd never tried. Planting seeds became a metaphor for her healing. As flowers bloomed, so did her spirit. Over time, she organized community gardening events, connecting with neighbors, and even starting a small blog about finding peace in nature after loss. Today, Margaret travels to speak at wellness retreats, helping others build resilience. Her husband's passing, though devastating, taught her that endings can strengthen our core, preparing us for whatever lies ahead. What's an ending in your life that's challenging you to grow tougher? Remember, each trial adds layers to your resilience, making you unbreakable. When the familiar crumbles, we're often forced to think outside the box, igniting creativity we didn't know we had. Endings disrupt routines, compelling us to innovate and reinvent. In midlife, this can be liberating. Free from the pressures of youth, we can pursue passions with a depth of experience. Creativity thrives in the space between what was and what could be. Take Sarah, a 57-year-old former marketing executive from New York. After her firm merged and her position was eliminated, she faced unemployment for the first time in years. Instead of panicking, Sarah viewed it as a blank canvas. She'd always dreamed of writing a novel, but never had the time. Using her severance, she attended writing workshops and dedicated mornings to crafting her story. A tale of a woman rediscovering herself after loss. The process was therapeutic. And to her surprise, her manuscript was picked up by a publisher. Now, she's a best-selling author with a series of books inspiring women in their 50s. That career ending didn't stifle her. It unleashed a creative force that redefined her success. How might an ending in your life be prompting you to get creative? Maybe it's starting a podcast, learning an instrument, or turning a hobby into a side business. Endings are the spark for innovation. Isolation can follow an ending. But paradoxically, it often leads to richer relationships. By shedding old ties that no longer fit, we open ourselves to authentic connections. At 50 plus, we value quality over quantity in our social circles, and endings help refine them, drawing in people who truly align with our evolving selves. Consider Robert, a 59-year-old engineer from Melbourne, Australia. When his longtime friendship group dissolved after a fallout over different life paths, he felt alone, but this ending prompted him to seek out like-minded individuals. He joined a hiking club for seniors, where he met people sharing his love for nature and adventure. One connection led to another, and soon he was part of a tight-knit group organizing trips and supporting each other through life's ups and downs. Robert even met his current partner on one of these hikes. That friendship ending wasn't a loss. It was a redirection toward deeper, more fulfilling bonds. Reflect on your endings. How might they be guiding you toward people who uplift and understand you better? Ultimately, endings realign us with our true purpose, stripping away distractions to reveal what matters most. They invite introspection, helping us prioritize joy, legacy, and meaning. For those in their later years, this can mean shifting from achievement to contribution, finding fulfillment in giving back. Let's look at Elena, a 65-year-old retired nurse from San Francisco. After mandatory retirement, she grappled with purposelessness, missing the daily impact of her work. But this ending opened her eyes to global needs. She volunteered with an international aid organization, traveling to underserved areas to train local healthcare workers. The experience reignited her passion and gave her a sense of purpose far beyond her hospital days. Now, she mentors young nurses online, sharing decades of wisdom. Retirement wasn't the end. It was the gateway to a legacy of global influence. What greater purpose might your ending be unveiling? As we wrap up, take a deep, quiet breath and let these truths sink in. Every ending you've encountered is not a full stop, but a comma leading to your next sentence, your next adventure. You've got the wisdom, the stories, and the heart to turn any closure into an opening. Whether it's clearing space for growth, building resilience, sparking creativity, fostering connections, or uncovering purpose, remember, you're the author of what comes next. I genuinely love to hear your thoughts. What's an ending in your life that blossomed into something beautiful? Or what part of this message hit home for you? Share in the comments below. Your insights could light the way for someone else. If this video touched you, please hit that like button, subscribe for more empowering content, and share it with a friend facing their own transition. Together, we're proving that every ending is just a beginning in disguise. You got this. Keep shining.